don't get the population. Don't get so many followers.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to our live program today, Evergreen Living TV. How are you all? Come in. I know I'm a bit 2 minutes late, but just start coming in. Today we've got beautiful guests. We've got Mary here. She's gonna talk to us, and we've got another beautiful guest who is on her way coming. Remember, we dedicated this month of May to talk about bereavement, to talk about loss, to talk about how to deal with loss, because a lot of people don't know what to tell somebody who lost somebody. They just open their mouth and say certain things. To be honest with you, I'm not blaming them, because that's what they think, that it's really nice. But to be honest with you, a lot of people who lost their loved ones have feel so offended because of one word or the other. That's why we are trying to create awareness so that you will know what to tell somebody who lost a very beloved one. Like some phrases, some people do say, oh, but don't worry, you will still see him or her in heaven. Excuse me, that's the wrong language. That's the wrong phrase. After all, we all know that we will meet in heaven, but nobody wants their loved ones to leave early. That's another thing that we really don't need to tell somebody. Listen, a song says, you says it best if you don't say nothing at all. Meaning that if you don't know what to say, you just keep quiet and just give your shoulder for that person to cry on. So we've come to create awareness. We're inviting you to come. There might be one thing or the other that you need to tell us, or you need to tell people, that will assuage their pain and make them feel better. So, who is that? Welcome. This is my first person. Welcome. Remember, if you don't say hello to me on the comment section, I will not know you. Some of you are fighting me that I did not mention your name. You just need to tell me hello before I know that you are the person. So please go to the comment section, tell me hello, Evergreen, and tell me that this is you. With that, I will know that you are the one talking. So go ahead and do that. Sorry. So I'm just gonna give you the number to call. The number to call when it is time. It's not yet time to call, but I just want to put the number on the screen so that whenever it's time for people to call in, then you can call in. Okay. Please, so I'm doing something. Just allow me, please. I'm just trying to share and then put the number on the screen too. Welcome, everybody. Okay, number to call is 0044, that's plus 744 078 7281. That's the number to call. Okay. So what I need to do now is to share. Okay. Yeah, what I need to do now is to share. Yes, I need to share this program. So you need to share again, and as you're coming in, please like. Hello, number 2 person. As you're coming in, please share. Share the program so that people will come in and join us. Yes, I'm sharing, dealing my own. Okay.
Did we get the number?
Yeah, the number is there.
Did we get it on our phone? She said she didn't get it on her phone.
No, it's not your phone. You need to come and sit here. Because they will be thinking, but they didn't know that my visitor has come. So you need to come and sit here. You won't get it on the phone. If you can only get it if you're online.
Okay.
So she doesn't know the. Send her the link.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, you don't
Yeah,
need
come and
it
sit
for
down here.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Come and
don't
sit
need
down
it
here.
for now.
We don't give you seat for here.
Mm.
Come now.
Okay, we are live. Live. Okay. So I'm just trying to share to
my glasses. I didn't know we were going to do all this one. This one has sunglasses. Oh, the sunglasses down.
Okay. I don't think you will need it. I don't think. I just share with you. So some people just want me to kind of share it to them when I am on live, so that So I just want to share with a few people, and then you guys should forgive me. Technician, I'm doing it all by myself. Okay, we can start now. I've shared it. Okay. So the reason why I have to hold this is to be able to see the live chart as it's coming. Okay, so welcome again to our live program. Like my name is Evergreen. This is Maris. It's my friend, sister, and a colleague. And I would like them to introduce themselves. Anyway, please introduce yourself.
Hi, people. My name is Maria. Hi, people. My name is Faith.
Okay, so you've got two strong, beautiful women who have dealt with a lot of things, so that's why if you can see the background, that I'm not in my original place. I had to bring all my equipment to come and meet them because they are big fishes. I can't pull them to my houses. So I had to come to them because there is a saying that if Mohammed cannot go to the mountain, then the mountain will come to Mohammed. So I have come to them, for them to speak to you, because I know that really one or two words from them will really help somebody today. So like we said earlier on, we are talking about bereavement. We are talking about loss. The introduction I did last week, people think that loss is only when you lose somebody, a physical person. Some people who have one of their breasts cut off, they are suffering from loss because it's part of them. They have lost a beloved part of them that, they will mourn it forever. Somebody who suffers from amputation, that is part of loss. Even somebody who lost their pet, you might think, why is this person crying because of pet? The person might love that pet more than anything else. So the reason why we are here is for you not to belittle any loss. That loss is loss, no matter how minute it is. Even a fetus in the tummy that is lost as well. Okay? There are some mistakes people make when they see somebody who suffer from loss. There are some phrases, there are some words that people say that is really not good. So all these things, we really need to talk about it. So I will start by asking my sister Maris to start with us. I want her to tell us. There are a lot of losses recently. I want her to tell us what happened and how is she dealing with it. Because I will not say how did she, because she's still dealing with it. Please.
Oh my God. Hi again. You know what? My sister has spoken. The truth is, like, it's difficult to find those words when you are actually dealing with the loss of a loved one.
Exactly.
Because we are all individuals. The fingers are not equal. What works for you might not work for me. Loretta said earlier that if you're not very sure what to say, give a shoulder to that person to cry on. I think that is helpful.
You can't see the speaker. Hold on. Oh. Did you say you can't see the speaker? Okay, maybe you could come closer. Maybe it's a bit darker there.
Okay, can you see me now?
Please, can you let me know whether you can see her now? Please. Because we have to make it so that it will contain 3 of us. If you can see her, let me know, but I think they can see you right now.
Okay.
So go on. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, like as I was saying earlier, I just I last said that all fingers are not the same. What works for me might not work for A. What works for A might not work for C. We all have to find our mechanism of what actually works for us. Bereavement for me is forever.
Yes.
Till death do you part. You might put on your best clothes, wear lipstick, and go out. But deep down you, there is something missing. Always. Always. Like I was telling my friend that day, I said, when people pray for me now, I don't say amen. I just said, let the will of God be done. Because that is the only thing I can say, or I will say right now. Because sometimes you ask yourself, there's so many questions to be asked, but you want to have some reservation because you don't want to say anything that will be otherwise. Then you let it be. I still can't say too much because I am still grieving.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future you might hear more from me, but for now it's still very raw. It's raw. I don't even know what anyone can say to me, to be honest. That will be effective at this moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say time he wounds, but I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's different from everyone. I don't know how time will heal my pain. I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just feel that people say that to encourage you. People say that so that you will not remain in that dark hole. Because it's like what you're going through is almost like a mirage, ocean of mirage. You don't know where to swim to. You can't cease to find your way. You are there. The question you ask yourself today, 2 minutes ago, you will be asking that question again.
Exactly.
And there are no answers. And you cannot stop asking those questions. What of, whatever, what did I do? What I did, what you didn't do? If I have done this, if I had known. They are all if. There are no answers. So for now, that's where I will stop. Like I said, I am not on that acceptable level, and I don't know when that is going to be. So because of that, I can't really say much. Thanks very much. It's very good, being part of this program. And my sister Loretta, trying very hard to bring everyone together to at least hear 1 or 2 words from each other, and then that will do something.
Yeah.
So I leave the floor to all of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for accepting. Because to be honest with you, I didn't know that she can talk. I had to. That's why I told you guys I had to pack my things to come to her. Because to be honest with you, what happened to her, I don't know how to explain it. It's back to back. It's back to back. Because when mine happened, they don't want to talk about it. When I lost my son in the office, she's my friend and my colleague. So in the office, when they are talking about my son, When she comes in, people will shut up.
Everyone will keep quiet.
Because
And
of
give
the
it
way
back.
she was dealing with it, she couldn't deal with it. She couldn't fathom it. Every minute of the day, she is crying. When she sees me, she's crying. Anytime she sets her eyes on me, she's crying. And the most times when I was dealing with mine, when I started going to work, sometimes when I am on the road and I won't be able to walk, because it happened that sometimes I won't be able to make a step. So on the road, I would be stuck on the road. I won't be able to move forward. I won't be able to move backward. Then I will call the office. She will leave everything and start coming. Wherever I am, the spot I am, she will come there. She will call a cab and take me home. So all these things, both, the burial site for my son and so on, she and one of my friends, they did it, because no member of my my family members, none of them is around. All of them live outside the country. So why I am painting this picture is to tell you what happened to her. So after, mine, that she wasn't able to deal with it, one day, lo and behold, I got a news. She had her daughter when she was a teenager. They were like twins, she and her daughter. That's the only daughter she had. They were like twins and everything. One day, we got the shock news. She wasn't sick. She didn't go to hospital. She was just like, oh, my head, I don't know what is happening. Ambulance was called and everything. And she was pronounced gone that day, that moment. When I had it, I nearly collapsed, because I was like, she couldn't deal with my son. How is she going to deal with her own daughter? But she survived. I mean survived, that she's still breathing. It wasn't up to 6 months. The only person that helped her to cope with her daughter's, departure and so on was her husband. After 6 months, her husband as well packed up. That's why I said that I didn't know that she would be able to open her mouth to even talk. So do you get me? I'm not talking about the brother 2 months ago that packed as well. I'm not talking about. So the reason why we are talking about this program is for people to come out from their shell, from their holes. Some people are in the hole, in a world that is disappearing, in a world that nobody knows that they are there, in a world of depression, in a world of anxiety, in a world of no return. That's why this program is, we want them to come out and hear the story of other people as well and see that they can survive. So she's a great soul. You cannot say that, how did you cope with it? Like I said, it's a marathon. It's a marathon. It is not a sprint, like 100 meters like that. No, it's a continuous thing. Yes, so that's her story. So I want to introduce my sister here as well, because what I told them is that 1 or 2 sentences can help somebody. One of your story can help somebody. Like I've told her story now, it can help somebody. So please, if you can talk to our audience, tell them, what happened, how are you dealing with what happened to you?
Hi everyone.
Yeah. To speak up a bit, because I don't have microphone.
I thank Loretta very much for the opportunity. It's a big opportunity and it's a very good forum as well. This is it's just like self-help group.
Yes.
But you hear my story, I hear your own. There's one thing that I may not know that I'll pick from you, and there's something that you will not know that you pick from me. So it's good to be attentive and take one. You don't have to take everything that everyone is saying, but just pick one thing that you feel, okay, I can relate to that. Because for me, like my friends have said, there's no one way of dealing with bereavement. And one thing I can say is that bereavement are of different degrees. There's no 2 bereavement that are the same.
Exactly.
There's no 2 bereavement that are the same. So I take on what Loretta said at the start of this program. if you don't know what to say, don't say it at all.
Yes.
Just be there, look at the person, let the person know that, look, I'm here for you. I may not be talking, but I'm here for you. Because there's no need coming to tell someone, oh, I lost my mother, I'm still here. Oh, it happened to me 2 years ago, I'm still here. Because you lost your mother, I lost my child, it's not the same.
Exactly.
They're of different degrees. And it may be, and the relationship you have with your mother may not be the relationship I have with my mother.
Thank you.
So the way you dealt with your mother's situation would not be the way I'm dealing with my mother's situation.
Yes.
So we have to take that on board, that each bereavement is unique.
Yes.
There's no two bereavement that are the same. It doesn't matter whether we both lost our parents or our sisters, our brothers, and why I'm saying it, because I've experienced obviously in my matured life now, two very close bereavements. One was my mom about a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. And
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom. I lost my mom, yeah. And to be honest with you, when I had my mom died, yes, there were two things that I grieved about. My dad is still living. My dad is 101 now. So my dad was like 98 when my mom passed. So I felt that, oh, who was going to look after my dad? Then I felt I had my younger sister that had been away for 10 years. I was preparing to go and see my mom that June, and my mom passed in March. So those were the two things that I cried. Those were the two things that I uttered when they told my mom that, oh, my dad, oh, my sister. Not even me, because when I was visiting home 3 times a year, 2 times a year, sometimes even I think the year my mom passed, I was in Nigeria 4 times. So, and I felt my mom had everything that obviously she was relevant to her at the end of her life, or towards the end of her life, within my capacity that I could do for her. I did that for her, and that gave me joy. So when my mom passed, I wasn't crying, oh, why did my mom die? She died because it was her time to die. And I actually felt satisfied for what I did for my mom. And I was happy, looking forward to go and give my mom a befitting funeral. I was dancing, I was laughing, I was looking forward to that. But then I lost my sister about January, so about 5 months ago. And if I say to you that I know what to say till this moment, I'm lying to you. If I say to you I understand why my sister died, I'm lying to you. If I say to you I've got answers, I'm lying to you. The only thing that keeps me going is that I have a support of network of support, friends and family. That when they phone and I'm down, they will cheer me up, they will come around, they will take me out, So that is the only thing that keeps me going up to this moment. But if I tell you I know how to deal with it, I'm lying. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't understand why my sister passed. We're very close. She's next to me. She's my immediate younger sister. She died a day after childbirth.
Oh, dear.
So it's not only, like Loretta said, it's not only when we lose physical person. There's so many things I lost with my sister. Not just her passing.
Yes.
She left so much hole in me that I've not even started thinking how to feel it. But you know what? I'm still going. The pain is still there. Actually, today, as a matter of fact, unknowingly, my manager came up to me and said, Faith, it's nice to see you smile.
Oh, bless you.
This was at work. And this was an English man. He said, it's nice to see you. So you carry on, but you don't know your facial expression. Because sometimes you manifest what you've internalized.
Yeah.
You're manifesting it physically without knowing. So he came up to me and said, I don't know what I was doing. He said, it's nice to see you smile. Please smile more. Because my smile gone, my personality gone, my thinking gone, my faith gone,
Your faith.
my faith gone.
Yeah.
And you want to tell me about God, I'm still doubting that there's God. I am still doubting. Because what my sister went through, I'm still asking, if there was God, she would not go through what she went through. But you know what? Some people are still trying to tell me there's God. And maybe hopefully one day I will mend that relationship. But the one thing I want to say, I want you to take out is that all deaths are not the same. They do not produce the same level of grief. Every death is unique. So when you go to someone, let's be mindful of what we say. I lost my mother. No, it's not the same. Because I've had, like I cited now, 2 different experiences of death. My sister's own death is still a knife across my chest. I still feel the pain, the sorrow, the hurt, the anger, the vexation inside me. So just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, sometimes I say that, you know, what you just say, you don't know what you have done. There is something that is a bit loosened. You know the power of sharing, the power of talk, the power of sharing, and so on. And you know what you just said, somebody that thought that her own or his own is worse might hear you on. I was like, you know, so that's what we are doing. It's not because we want to do it. It's a kind of charity work as well.
Yes.
So I thank you so very much for sharing, you know, with us. What I learned from what she said, you see, that's, you know, what not to say to a bereaved person. What not to say to somebody who lost a loved one. You see, she lost a mom. And she was like, yes, after all, even though if your mom, some people, when they lose their mom that is 90-something years, they will still feel as if their mom was 20 years. So very, very okay. We have to leave them to mourn. But she comparing her mom and her sister, you see the 2 different things. But somebody might come to her and say, okay, it's your sister now. It's your sister. What about the other person that lost 2 children in a motor accident? People say that, but you don't say that to somebody who is mourning. That's something that no, you don't say it. Because what she is going through that time, or what he is going through that time, is nothing to be compared with. There is no pain for you to compare to somebody who lost a loved one, especially at that moment. That's why I said earlier on, you say it best when you say nothing at all. Who can tell me who's the
Robin Williams.
Is it Robin Williams?
Don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, you say it best when you say nothing at all. So it's better to keep quiet than to say something that will upset somebody.
Yeah.
I remember this person actually, I really don't want to say the person's position. So because if I say the person's position, that person will know that I'm talking about him or her. But this person actually is in a very strategic position. And when I was dealing with my loss, I think it was maybe 3 months or 4 months, actually, because the way I dealt with my loss made people to say, oh, this woman is very strong. Oh, this woman is very strong. Because actually, during the service of songs of my son, I officiated. I was the person, the preacher. I preached on the day of my son's service of songs. And the reason why I did it was I saw my son in the dream and he told me that I have to officiate. I was like, what is all this? Is it if I don't now, it will look as if I'm disobeying. How can you leave me and you say that I have to officiate on your funeral? And then, you know, if you are a religious person, or if you're a follower of Christ, or if you believe in anything God, you will know what I'm talking about. So he was like, yes, I've got a permission that God is going to grace the occasion with numerous angels. So I don't want you to kind of put shame on me. I want you to show that strength, of believing that there is life after here.
But you know what? I am going to watch it just because I was there.
Yeah, she was there.
The hall was packed.
Yeah.
It was like we were all dead.
Yeah.
It's like everyone in that hall was dead.
Yeah.
Even the choristers, they could not sing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we saw her got up. We were like, oh my God, where is she going?
Yeah.
Where is she going?
Yeah.
Where she took the microphone.
Yeah.
Look at Loretta preached and sang like she's never.
Yeah.
Then we all stood up.
All of them.
Everybody stood up.
Yeah.
There was no space in the hall. Everybody stood up.
They all stood up.
So
they were waiting for me to cry. I didn't cry.
So now that you just said this now.
Yeah.
Because that day, I just don't know how I would describe it. I think that was why his death was kind of like, it really affected me.
It did.
I just couldn't process it. I have not actually felt a young person's loss before.
Yeah.
And because I know him, I think that's.
Yeah.
So what you just said now, that was what happened.
That was.
Because nobody was ready to do anything. Everybody just sat. The place was dead.
They were waiting for me to start the cry so that all of them would break down. Yeah, they were all waiting that everybody's face, the tear. Some of them, I believe, they carried buckets of tears and they were waiting for it to start so that everybody would just, use the opportunity. Yes.
They will help you to cry.
Yes. So when I took the microphone, you just remembered. When I took the microphone and started giving glory, I started singing, and they were like, what is happening here? Everybody started singing. And if you remember when I said that they should start clapping,
yes,
that the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords is coming, and they said they felt goose people all over their body, that they felt the presence. Everybody confessed that they felt the presence, and the ovation was about 10 minutes.
Yes.
They were clapping. Nobody stopped.
Clapping.
They all stood. And they continued clapping and clapping and clapping until after everything, we finished. And that was it. Do you know why I start telling this story? Because people see me that I'm very strong. People were like, this woman is very strong. But they don't know what goes on when I go inside.
Inside you.
They don't know what goes on when I go inside. They don't know what goes on when I lie down on the bed. They don't know what goes on and so on. But there are certain positions that you are in that you don't want people around you to die before you. My siblings, everybody was waiting for me to do so that they would die before me. My mom was still alive. They were all waiting what I would do so that she would die before me. Every one of them, they were like, because of the connection, because of what I went through as a child bride, and as a teenage mother, and as a single mother who brought up all these children, all single-handedly by myself. And by the time that it's time for them to start giving me something, or that was when this thing happened. So people couldn't process it. People couldn't, some people even say that there is no God. Some people said a lot of things, and I won't blame anybody. When your father do something that you shouldn't do, you have the right to challenge your father. But daddy, this thing is wrong. But daddy, I don't like this. That's my relationship with God. When people say they are asking God questions, and other people say, why should you ask God questions? He's your father. It's your father. You can ask him questions. If you don't understand anything, you can ask God questions.
Yes.
Respectfully, the way you can do to your father, you can ask, Daddy, I don't understand this. Why should this thing happen? But there are some of those questions you will not get the answer to until you get to God. And then you will if there is still any opportunity, if there is still any need for you to ask that question, you will. But I believe there won't be any need, because you might be so happy seeing all of them, all those people that you're missing.
You won't remember.
You won't even remember to ask any
You
question.
won't remember anymore.
Exactly.
So that's not
Yeah.
One of my brothers was saying to me when I was really, really, I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't just understand.
Yeah, please, I'm not cutting you. You will finish.
Yeah.
Let me call the number for you to call while my sister continues, so that if you need to contribute anything, have you have you lost loved ones? Do you need to tell us anything? How did you cope with it? How are you coping with it? Is there anything somebody said to you that you didn't like that you want to bring out to notice so that nobody will make that mistake anymore? So I want you to call. The number to call is +44 744 078 7281. I repeat, +44 744 078 7281. So you're free to call and then we will answer. It's on WhatsApp, please. Go on, my sister.
So I was just going to cite an example of the sort of things my brother, is a pastor, will say to me, and he'll say to me, if only you have the eyes to see beyond.
Yes.
And know where these people are, that you'll be rejoicing for them to be there. And he actually tried to make me comprehend. But like I said, there are situations you find yourself, you're not thinking right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not thinking right. Yeah. You cannot just comprehend. Like he said to me, they too, okay, when we cry, when we give, the child cries when we give back.
Yes.
We cry.
Yeah.
Then when people die, they rejoice, So the end life and the beginning of life, they two opposite. So he said, why is that? It's because with these people, they've gone to where they've gone to, and they're happy to be where they are. If you ask them to come back, they may not come back. They may just choose to be where they are. But we were here crying. So, but then, like I said, everybody has to deal with it in their own way, and be mindful. Like you go to somebody that will say is okay. What is okay? It's okay to lose who you've lost. It's okay. Like my sister made a comment about someone having their breast cut off. It's okay to lose your breast. Mm-hmm. So if it's okay, why don't you go and lose your own? Exactly. I remember somebody told me when they came to see me during this course of my bereavement, said when their mom died, they were quite young. They like 5 girls, and their mom left them, and she was the big one. So she was thinking about, so now she's going to take responsibility for this younger one. Mm-hmm. She said that made she cried. She cried more than everybody. But people didn't know why she was crying. Mm-hmm. So her friends, her mom's friend came and was saying that it's okay, don't worry. And she said, it's okay, why didn't you die? You're not older than my mom.
Oh,
she was so rude. They say, so it's okay for my mom to die. Yeah. And my mom friend, you're older. Why didn't you die?
And you see, the woman was saying it in good faith.
Yes.
That's what this program is all about. Because that woman who said it's okay is all trying to help.
Yes.
But there are certain help, even indirectly, you wouldn't know that you are putting salt in injury.
Yes.
That's why this program is there, for you to know what to say and what not to say.
Yes.
So, you're very, very right.
Yeah, it's
not okay.
I used to go to people, even when bros died. Yes. Oh God, I was a prayer warrior. Yes. I would come here, I would say, but when I lost my sister, you come, you pray. Even when people are praying, I just open eyes and say, look at them, fooling themselves. Who are they praying to? If that God you're praying to is there, why didn't he, if he has that power, why didn't he stop my sister from dying? If people, even till now, I struggle to ask.
And this is the person who prayed when her husband asked her.
People, when I finish praying, people say, I'm a prayer warrior. I will pray. I will sing. I will say,
what about the sister in question? What about the sister in question? What about the sister in question?
She prayed. She got
that is all she knows, no other thing.
So, it's difficult. You just come, you assume that, you are a Christian.
Please like as you come, so that, just click the like button, please. Yeah.
It's difficult, but with support like this, with sharing like this, with talking about it, one day, like people will say, other people have been through it, so in their own way. So you go through it our own way. It may take someone 1 year, it may take someone 2 years, it may take someone 3 years. But I think this sort of support, this sort of gathering. If you've got friends out there, if you've got friends that have also been bereaved, connect with them. Connect with them, because then you'll be a shoulder for that person, and that person will be a shoulder. I mean, sometimes I meet up with Maria, we cry.
Yes.
We just meet up, we start crying.
Yes.
Then both of us are crying the same time. And we cry in that cry, we laugh.
Yes.
We just start laughing.
That's why we're doing it.
Honestly.
We say, are you going to cry like this forever?
Yeah, then we start laughing. So it's good to sort of connect with someone and don't be on your own, because even to this moment, I'm talking now like parrot. When I go inside now and on my own, I will see one picture, I'll start crying. So it's difficult. There's no one way. There's no one way solution to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Thank
So thank you so much. It's really, really really good that we are here sharing, because a lot of things they are saying, I will not remember it. That's why we all need each other. Remember the number to call if you have anything. I call it your 2 cents. If you have your 2 cents to give us, the number is +44 744 07 872 81. So another thing I want to encourage us to do, if you have somebody, or because in one way or the other, so long as we are alive, we will have somebody who is bereaved around us. And all the time. I want to start with my own. If I had somebody who is very supportive the time that I lost my son, maybe I would have dealt with it better. I tell you a story, because this is just to teach other people.
Sorry.
Yeah, you okay, sweetie?
Yeah.
This is just to teach other people how to deal with people. You see what my sister said? She said that she became a prayer warrior when her, her friend's, husband went, and she will pray and encourage her, pray everything and encourage her. People were calling her prayer warrior. That was okay. But when her own happened, she doesn't even want anybody to come close to pray. It's like, what are you praying about? That God that you're praying to, allow my sister to die, and so on. So somebody needs to wear shoe in order to feel the pain of that shoe. There is no way anybody can explain death to anybody. And even if you have experienced, I might say that, oh, I have experienced death. But there might be somebody else that's the one that he or she is experiencing is even deeper and hotter. I don't know how to explain it. I might think that my own is worse, but somebody else might be worse than mine. Individually, it depends. So if you are close to somebody who is bereaved, or maybe you happen to be a husband of somebody who lost the mother, or who lost the brother, or who lost the sister, or who even lost the child. Because maybe the way men grieve is different from the way women grieve. I have never been a man before. I don't know how they grieve. Probably worse than us, we don't know. But if you happen to be in a position of a husband or a wife, please, you really need to support that person very well. Don't say, oh, but you have cried enough. Let me tell you phrases that I had when I lost my son. This woman here nearly fought my husband because of the way that he took the death of my son, because that my husband was not the father of my son. I know this is a live program, but I just need to say it so that people will learn from it. That's exactly why this program is all about. I'm not trying to put anybody down. So I hear phrases like, but this thing is 1 week now. Sometimes I might be at the corner crying, and what I will hear, oh, why are you crying? That surprisingly is like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? I will be looking, I will say, I lost my son. And it's like, okay, it's okay now, it's okay. But it's 1 week now. It's okay, it's okay, take it easy. He's in heaven, and so on. Formally, I won't be able to be bold to be saying this. I will be saying it and I will be crying. But I want to encourage somebody else. I'm correcting it so that if you are close to somebody who lost anybody, please allow the person to cry. Not that the person will kill themselves or whatever, because there is no way somebody will cry and die. That person who is crying will get tired. They will get tired and they will stop crying. They might start having headache and they will stop crying. It's okay to say, oh, please, take it easy, and so on and so forth. Not saying, but you've been crying, but it's 1 week. You shouldn't be crying. After 1 week, there is a way that people cry after 1 week. No, this is 1 month now. You are not crying like somebody who has spent 1 month. You are crying as if it's the first day. This is 1 month. No, this is a year. No, this is 2 years. It's very wrong. Only the person that it has happened to will tell you exactly how it feels. So please, for you who is close to somebody who had loss, like I said earlier on, maybe breast cut off, maybe amputation. There is something they call is it mastectomy or something? Some people that their womb is cut off. Yeah, their womb cut off. Some people lost their eye. Some people lost the ear, and so on and so forth. All these things are bereavement and terrible loss. So we really need to be very sensitive enough to deal with all those people. If somebody's breast, one of the breasts is cut off, don't tell the person, your own is good now. What of the other person? Is the 2 breasts that was cut off? Some people say that.
Oh,
yeah, it's the 2 breasts that's cut off. At least you still have one. You still have one. The other one too was cut off. So people say it not knowing. That's why this program is there. People say it. I'm not blaming anybody who say it, but the reason why we're saying it is for us to learn from that mistake, so that somebody who is bereaved will not start bearing grudges. Start bearing grudges like I did, but that grudge is gone. I bore grudge against a woman who told me, but you've cried enough now. Is it not up to 3 months now? What about me? During the time that I lost my own baby, I had a stillborn baby. When I had that, I was just came in, and then I was watching telly and so on, and people were surprised that that I was strong. At least this thing is 3 months and so on, and then I felt like opening the ground and going inside it and closing it. And you can imagine, the thing is in me, even up till now, I will not forget it.
Even though you have forgiven.
I've forgiven, but it's very difficult to forget. And that's why I'm saying it, so nobody will go and say it to somebody else. Nobody will go and say it to somebody else. So yeah, that's another one. I think we're not gonna get a call today, or you people don't know the number. If we are not gonna get a call, we might close quicker today. At least one person should call. But yeah. So the number is +44 744 078 7281. +44 744 078 7281. So okay. Hi, Josie. Hello, Josie. You remember the day I was talking about how do you call, because you're a nurse, how do you call when somebody's womb is taken off? How do you call it? Because it was you that corrected me that day. So we talked about it, So just write it there. So we're talking about loss and bereavement and so on, So maybe you went to work, you came back late. Yeah. So, and we will be concluding with this. So I want us to talk about regrets. You remember that when we lose somebody, there are a lot of guilt. We just start feeling guilty. She asked me to do this for her. Why didn't I do it then? Oh my God. I would have borrowed money to give her that money that she asked of that time. Oh, he asked me for us to go to that restaurant to eat. And I said, oh, maybe next week. Why didn't I do it? People keep blaming themselves. My own blame is my son. I think I called him that afternoon and we were talking. So as we were talking, my husband came back and I was like, oh, please, I will call you back. Let me go and then do something, one or two things, then we will continue. He was about to tell me a dream that he had. Okay, total hysterectomy, removal of the uterus and ovaries. Yes, it's part of loss. Thank you so much for that. So, and he was about to tell me a dream that he had. I said, okay, I will call you back. Let me go and then get this out of the car and so on, and then we'll call you back. Up till today, I'm still blaming myself. Why did I not? What was that dream? What was that dream? What was that? Maybe if he had told me that dream, maybe it's pertaining to his death. Maybe I would have prayed that time. Maybe I would have said something. I'm still maybe up till today that how come I did not continue with that conversation for him to tell me that dream? So there are a lot of blame games that we blame ourselves. And when you keep blaming yourself like that, you will never heal. If you keep blaming yourself like that, you will never, every time you're crying, every time I should have done this, I should have done that. That's what kills people who are bereaved, 90%. It sends people to mental home. It sends people on wheelchair. It sends people to depression. There is nothing blame and regrets don't do. So if you're one of them that you're still regretting, you're still thinking, why didn't I do this? Please try everything to stop it. What has happened? You can't change it, whether you think about that thing or not. Otherwise, you are killing yourself. So do you have anything to say about blame, about, kind of regrets and so on? Look at her. She's using her hand to hold exactly bereavement this program. Look at how she did. So do you think about anything that, I would have done this, I would have done that?
In my own case, I don't even know what I have to say. It's something that I would have done or not. I think it's more of a question. I ask myself, Henry, you have never been sick before. Why did you choose to be sick during COVID that I wasn't there?
Okay.
Because I still believe if I was there 24/7 in the hospital,
if you were allowed in,
in the hospital, because every time I had to go in, I had to fight
to get in.
So my mom was like, for a man that has not been sick, how come you chose that particular time to be sick? I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Because I just believe the kind of person that I am, I don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
You will tell me why you are saying no. He was in hospital for 8 days. The first week, I was able to see him. The fourth day, I was able to see him 3 times. And those 3 times, I had to fill a form. That if I catch COVID, they told me about COVID. If I catch it, I shouldn't blame anybody. Then the second week, which he needed me more, there was now more restriction. So that week that he died, I was only able to see Harry Monday, Tuesday. The Thursday of it, they now said to me, I had to talk to him via video. By Blue Jay. They had to set that one for me. Because the thing is, like, each time I visited Henry, I see that I bring life
to him.
So I don't know. For me, I don't know whether it's blame, because that thing just is in my head.
You can't blame it. You got COVID.
No, he didn't call
He
COVID.
didn't cause COVID, so you can't blame him.
You know,
And it's not even you even asking Henry why did he choose
to be sick that time.
See if Henry wants to be to choose.
No, she's saying that she doesn't know if it's blame. I said, no, you can't blame.
Exactly.
You can't blame yourself because.
Why did you choose to be sick at that critical time of when the world was shut down? Because the reason why that is in me that I can't forget it. Because each time I go there, he said I choose to go every evening. When I'm massaging his leg, he will be telling me, I'm just feeling some sensation. I said, forget about sensation. Then we talk. No, that's not the thing. Then the second week, he was still very human, like he will always be. And if I want to go, he will say, are you going? I say, no, I will stay. And I'm not going. Why am I doing at home? Because they said when you are sick, the people, it's not only medicine that cures you.
Yeah, people that you love.
And I just believe that because I wasn't there 24/7, I don't know.
It's ordained, and there is something that, my dear, there when we're growing up, and there is this phrase that they tell us that this life is like a marketplace. We don't understand it. You see, when you board a train, that's what I eventually understood. When you board a train, people come at different stations, and people leave at different stations. They don't all come in the same time, and they don't all come in the same time, go out the same time. That's all I want to, kind of understand, from it. Though it's still not very clear why a young person should just come and like that. But that is life.
Maybe that's the time they choose.
Exactly. I believe that everybody signs something before coming, and then when you come, you forget about it. You wouldn't know whatever you sign. Until that time. I read a book. They said that when you are coming, that there is a road. That place, they will give you a water of forgetfulness. So when you drink that water, it's a kind of myth. When you drink that water, you forget everything about that place. And then you come here
and start again
and start doing everything. That's why you don't know when you go, but already that you signed something when you are coming.
Yes.
Do you get me? So we are summarizing. Today is we still have one more Thursday to talk about bereavement, and so on. So what we are saying is that if you're bereaved, if you have been bereaved, if you have someone that is bereaved, we have been affected in so many different ways. And we are encouraging you to hold yourself together. Reason that you should hold yourself together is one, if you fall sick, it will be worse. Two, if you break down, you might be the head of the family, you might be the breadwinner of you have to pay rent and so on. If you break down, what are you going to do? Another one is, if you look at it, maybe it's been 1 month or 3 weeks and the person didn't come back. You just need to start kind of, accepting it that this person is not going to come back again.
That's the difficulty.
Do you get me? You just need to start getting used to it. If you are somebody that takes solace in pictures, you just put pictures and memorials around you. There are some people, some people that if they see the picture, they won't be able to be comfortable. You remove the pictures, you don't want to see it. You just remove it. So whatever that makes you feel better, you do that. So that's all I can say. I will allow my sister to say closing, speech, 1 or 2 minutes, tell them, advise people and so on, because we're gonna be packing up in a minute. Yeah.
We've said it all. It's different for different people. Somehow as an individual, we have to find ways to deal with it. I met up with my sister after my sister. Was three of us women, so I have a little one, the last of us. my late sister is. You see, I'm saying late. I've never been able to say it. That's one thing I've refused to say. You know. So my sister that passed is the middle of the three. I went to meet up with my the kid one. So we were crying so much. You know, I wasn't crying because I went there to be her mom and to make sure that, you know, I gave her that support. So she was good. So one day I called her. I said, "Come, can I come? I know we've now come is not here, and we love her so much, you know, and we want to be with her. But if they come now," and said, "because she's gone, so let us now die now and go with her. Will we die?" She said, "No." I said, "You see?" I said, "You see?" So all this cry like that, it's not that we even want to die and follow her.
This one is a good one, you know.
Honestly, I've shared it with my sister. I said, all this cry now we're crying. If they said, "Okay, let us die and follow her," will we die? She said, "No." I said, "You see?" So all this cry, we are not going to follow her. So I don't know which one do we want to do.
You have a headache.
She said it's true, we won't die. It's okay. So since we won't die, let us try and live. You know, and live. I was just being a mom to her. You know, I was being strong man, but inside me, I was still, you know. So let us think about it. If there's anything we can do, if they've left family, they've left things that we can step in, let us step in.
That is the way
and
forward.
keep life going. It's difficult. I'm not going to say to you, no, because even at the, you know, when I lost my sister, then I felt the intensity of death. And until then, I'm telling you the honest truth, I never felt intensity of death.
Okay.
I see people die, I feel for them, but I never knew what they were going through. I never understood. Even I had to call my colleague at work that lost her brother, 2 brothers. After I lost, I was supporting her like convict. After I lost my sister, I called her and said, "Grace, I want to apologize."
I said it to somebody.
I said, "I want to apologize." I said, "I just realized I didn't give you enough support because I didn't know what you were going through." She said, "It's okay. You have to live it to know it." Yeah. If you don't live it, you won't know it. So if you just come and say somebody lost their child, if you haven't been there, you won't know. You won't understand. You will feel it, you will try to, but you would never know it. So let us just, you know, it's important that we are mindful of how we relate to bereaved people, what we say to them, you know, what we expect them, because sometimes our expectation is quite different from the affected person's expectation.
Yes.
If the person wants, your expectation is that people should cry for 1 week, that's your expectation. If the person wants to cry for 1 hour, we give them that forum and support them within that scope, you know. So, and just try and meet up and talk and share. This is a very good way. Some of the things I've said here today, I've never been able to vocalize them until this moment. Because I refuse to say that my sister is late until this moment.
And to be honest with you, we didn't plan her. You see how God forward it. We didn't plan for her to join that she just came in. You know, so your closing
Thank you
remark.
so much.
Okay. Thank you everyone that is there. The only thing I have to say, just be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Even when you are crying, be kind to yourself. Even when you can't sleep, be kind to yourself. That's my closing word. Be kind to yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I close with this. You remember last week that we went, you know, to one of our colleagues, Esther Mbe. May your soul rest in peace. Because I shared this link in our forum. So last week we went for her service of songs. This lady left London to go to Nigeria to come back after 2 weeks. She spoke to some of our colleagues that, you know, but she didn't come back. She died in Nigeria. and it wasn't as if she was sick.
She wasn't sick.
She wasn't sick. So we didn't see her again. She died in Nigeria. So we had to do the service of songs, everything here. I remember one thing that the father said, that the Reverend Father said, welcome, my dear. So people are still coming in. So the Reverend Father said that a woman lost her husband, that the woman loved her husband so much. You reminded me when you said this thing right now. So this woman was crying so much, and they dug the grave to put the husband. The woman said, no, you people should leave me. I want to go with my husband. So people were holding her for hours. They were still holding her. So the Reverend Father came and said that they should leave her. And they left her. Say, you don't want your husband to be buried here. You want to go with your husband here. Okay, you people should leave her. Oh yeah, go and jump into the grave with your husband, because that's love. Go and jump in there, so that jump in there. And the woman wiped her eyes and said no, that she will not jump in.
Who will look after the children?
She said that she will not jump in. The father was like, why won't you jump in? You're the one that said that you want to jump in. She was like, then who is going to look after my children? Then you were the one that said you want to jump in. And that was how the woman stopped crying. So what you said right now took us home. If you cry today and cry tomorrow, and they say, okay, don't worry, go and then take this poison and drink, so that you will die with that person that died. I know that 99.9% of people will say no, they don't want to drink that poison. So then killing yourself and crying yourself to death and everything is bringing in slow death, because the sickness will be slow and painful, and then you won't be able to function. It happened to me. For 2 years plus, I wasn't able to function as a human being. It happened to me. So I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So it has happened. There's nothing you can do about it. Pull yourself together. And then let's try to manage the situation. Not that you can cure it, only manage. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has joined us today. We didn't get any call, which means nobody, want to kind of has a question or something. So next week we still have another week to talk about bereavement. Then we will talk about other things that you know that we talk about different things. So from us here, where's your hand? Yeah, this hand is this hand. Okay. You see, from us here we say bye. Okay. Right.